All right, guys, what's happening? So my name is Roman Zerjewski. I am the founder of Mirror Safety and a few other brands. My brands together do mid 8 figures, and this is part of a series for tactical e-commerce where I and other entrepreneurs mentor people in e-commerce. So we got Josh on today, Joshua Morse.
Hello.
So Josh was a successful real estate guy, right? He does a lot of fix and flips. You do like multiple 7 figures a year, would you say, or something along those lines?
Well, what we try to do is like more build equity and try not to just make a bunch of short-term capital gain income. So
Cool. Yeah. So Josh was really successful at what he does. However, he is looking to diversify his portfolio and start in e-commerce or something similar because the industries dry up, things happen, the market turns, and it's never a good idea to keep all of your eggs in one basket. So that's why we're here. Joshua, you could ask me any questions you want. We'll go through it. We'll just we're just shooting the shit and having fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end of today's session, I'll kind of give you a high level overview of how e-commerce works, how I perceive making money works on the internet, and just kind of help you move that along.
Okay.
So you want to create an e-commerce brand?
Potentially, yes.
Okay. What kind of products are you interested in?
Well, I know we've briefly talked about this kind of before, but you usually want to build a product whether it's like something that it's not going to dry up really quick, right? So like some stuff I've looked into is like, there's stuff with toothpaste. Everybody needs to brush their teeth, or products where the government will, buy your products or whatever. So
to dry up, you mean like recession proof, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something I also think is very important because I do think we're headed into economic turmoil, unlike which the world has seen in my generation at least. So certain things, when the economy gets bad, go down. Less people buy it. Certain things go up when the economy gets bad, right? Let's see, for instance, on this front page of Amazon, cameras. Do you think cameras would go up or down during a recession?
I'll go with up.
I think up. I haven't looked at the data, but I think up because it's security.
Yeah.
And when there's a recession, people get desperate. There's more robberies, right? People want to secure their belongings, the ones that they have. Something like an 11-inch Apple iPad.
Probably not.
Probably down,
yeah.
Right? Because like $1,200 could be spent elsewhere on like food and other essentials. This isn't really an essential item. So let's get back to the kind of products you're into. What kind of products are there?
Well, if I was to dive into this, I would probably be looking for recession-proof products. So I really don't know because I am very new to all of this. So I haven't put much thought of what would be recession-proof. I'd have to guess maybe water to, like I said, toothpaste or shampoo. I don't know.
Well, so shampoo, water, like all those things are recession-proof for sure. There's a good toothpaste company out there called Snow. They do toothpaste and like teeth whitening stuff. They're quite popular. Teeth whitening might not be as popular during like an economic crisis. Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know if that's top of mind for people. But I mean, let's just choose any product, just so I could show you kind of the process. Okay. What are your personal passions beyond recession-proof stuff? Like
personal passions, I like guns, cars.
Okay, guns, cars. Can't make a car brand. You can make car accessories.
I like watches. Outside of all of that, I don't have.
Are you still into BMXing at all?
No.
Nothing. Yeah, by the way, Joshua was a pro BMXer, sponsored BMXer.
I was sponsored, yeah. But that really doesn't mean anything in that world because it's so small. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Yeah, nobody follows it.
Unless you're like that Mira guy, right?
And I was not Dave Mira, so.
Cool. Well, all right. I mean, so the way I came up with our product line is I was into preparedness, right? So I was interested in it, and I firmly believed that there will come a time when people will need these types of products. I also believed that this market was underserved, where most of the other brands were just focusing on professionals as opposed to just everyday people for CBRN protection, chem, bio, radiological nuclear protection, right? It's like a weird thing, right? It's like, who would even, really make a brand around that?
Yeah.
But there's a need, right? People are genuinely concerned about where the world's going. And as a result of our marketing efforts to civilians, we pick up a lot of agency contracts as well, because we've come to realize that at the end of the day, the people at the agencies are just regular people, right? They're sitting behind their computers, and when they need a gas mask, they look up best gas mask,
Yeah.
right? And if you're popping up as one of the options when they're looking for a gas mask, then they're considering you,
Yeah.
right? So, let's just choose any product, just any random product, and I'll show you kind of the process.
Okay.
Cars, like a car accessory. What do you like?
I don't know, let's go with like pots and pans.
Pots and pans.
Sure.
Okay, so
Like a kitchen set of pots and pans. Sure.
cool. So you're thinking of developing a kitchen brand.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So when you create a brand, you want to make sure that you're creating something that you can introduce a bunch of products in, right? It can't be like a one-trick pony.
Okay.
It has to be a series of products that you can build over time. That's how you really build a legacy brand, a big brand,
Okay.
right? As opposed to something that is just like door stops, right? You can't really if you make a doorstop brand, it's all
You can't
about
really
door stops.
expand your product line.
It's gonna be hard.
Okay. Interesting.
So you're looking to create a kitchen brand, okay? Kitchen cooking kind of brand. So you're probably gonna want to look at what's the first product you can release under that brand, right?
Okay.
So let's just see what Amazon thinks is like a top kitchen product. So we're just gonna look up kitchen tool. I don't know, what does it come up with? Okay, the first kitchen tool it comes up with is a pan.
Yeah.
doTERRA, and I actually have the same pan. So Amazon's pretty good. It kind of knows. This is not really a kitchen tool. And then a kitchen utensil set, sponsored, right? Only 86 reviews, and they're coming up at the top. They're getting some sales. McCook, right? These are like some Gucci,
lot of reviews.
some Gucci knives here. Lots of reviews, 25,000. That's gonna be very hard to compete with, right?
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, it looks like most of it, kitchen tools or kitchen tool, it's thinking of like a set like this,
Yeah.
right? So it's really cooking utensil set is that core keyword, cooking utensil set.
Oh, because you're seeing more of it.
You're seeing more of it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and you're looking at the words here that people are using, and it looks like cooking utensil set
Yeah.
is like a common keyword that all of them are trying to rank for.
One thing I noticed that you said is when I pointed out the knives had a ton of reviews, you said that's gonna be hard to compete with.
Yeah.
So then we look at the kitchen set, utensils.
Mhm.
Some have 21,000, 4,000. Does that have any relevance of like, oh, this has 4,000 reviews?
Yeah, so what you're gonna wanna do, let me give you high level strategy.
Okay.
Right? High level strategy is, I would always first, if I'm just getting into e-commerce, launch on Amazon. Because on Amazon, marketing is a little bit easier. It's a little more straightforward.
Okay.
Making a Shopify website is a little more advanced, right? Because you're also gonna have to engage a 3PL or self-fulfill. With Amazon, they do everything for you. With your own website, you gotta fulfill the orders.
Okay.
Right? You gotta do the customer service. All of that is provided on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's not provided on your own website.
Yeah.
Let's just look up the core keyword here, kitchen utensil set. Okay, kitchen utensil set. So this is the core keyword it looks like. There's a whole bunch of options here, right?
Yep.
So what I look for is, the first product I release, let's say, and I've already decided on kitchen stuff, is I'm gonna start looking at these reviews and see if I can at least get on the first page, okay? Because if you're on the first page, you're making money
Yeah.
of any keyword on Amazon.
And
Literally.
I can relate with that only because when we do like Google AdWords,
Mhm.
they basically say your first page is what pops up, not when you scroll down, right?
Mhm.
So that was that's how I'm like kind
Yeah.
of putting this all together.
So I'm looking here, and it looks like there is opportunity here because there is a guy on the first page with 233 reviews, which is attainable, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, 21,000. That guy's gonna be hard to mess with. 1,500. That's closer.
806.
500, 806. But these are sponsored.
Oh.
Right? So these are just ads.
Oh, so sponsored matter. Okay.
I mean, see, you can sponsor it, right? But this guy over here was not sponsored. This is just highly rated and 233 reviews. So if you can do better than him, you can probably take his spot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So let's keep looking here. Okay, 806 sponsored. That doesn't matter. 402.
He's not sponsored, right? The 402.
Yeah, not sponsored. So and look, okay, that's sponsored. 144. But there's definitely something here.
Now this might sound like a stupid question, but
Yeah.
when you say sponsored, you immediately kind of like not like talk down on that, but like you kind of blew it off. And why was the sponsored such like an indicator of like not caring about that statistic?
Yeah. So basically, this guy's paying to be on the first page.
Oh.
Okay, as opposed to not paying and being there organically.
But if
you
you're
want to be able to do both, right?
Okay.
So I want to be able to pay to be here,
Yeah.
right? Which we will be doing,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
That's just a part of the formula.
Okay.
But we also want to have the ability to rank on the first page without paying as well.
Got it.
By just making a great product listing, have a great product, have awesome pictures, and have good reviews.
Okay, so that's why you were looking for non-sponsored ads for this, because that shows there's still opportunity.
There's still opportunity.
Okay,
exactly.
got it.
So there's meat on the bone list.
Some of these might be stupid questions that I asked. So
Oh, no
just be
worries.
ready
No,
for it.
there's no stupid questions, just stupid answers. So there's opportunity here. Like, I wouldn't personally go for this
Yes.
because this is super commoditized.
Yeah.
Right? There's just so much of this
Yeah.
out there. Right? I would want it, if I release something in this space, I would want it to be differentiated in some unique way.
Okay.
Right? So, like, let's say I'm actually set on this, set on this product line. How do I go about kind of creating a product? Okay. Well, I would look at who the top players are. Okay, so in this case, it's Smirtly. It looks like is number one. Okay, let's take a look at Smurly.
Smurly is the brand.
Smurly's the brand,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
seller.
Visit the Smurly store.
Okay.
Okay, the brand is Smurly, fulfilled by Amazon. They're just standard FBA model.
Yeah.
They have different sets here available. So what I'm going to do is competitive research, right? And in competitive research, I'm literally just going to open up a bunch of product listings, see what they're doing, see what's working and what's not. Okay, and I'll show you, show you how to do that. So
Yeah.
pictures, I just really high level evaluate them. Pictures are nice. They got the set. They show it a lifestyle photo of them actually hanging in the kitchen. They've got some more design heavy stuff with benefits and features. They've got a woman who's looking to tenderize some meat. I guess that's appealing.
That's
an appealing
yeah.
picture. And then we've got a bunch of the tools out on the table with some food around it. Cool. The pictures are pretty good. Can they be better? Sure. Like, this is a fake picture, right? This is literally just photoshopped in,
yeah.
right? This could be improved. This is real, it looks like. Yeah, that's real. This is also pretty real. But there's opportunity there, right? Let's look at their bullet points. Okay, bullet points actually look pretty good. I'm not analyzing this yet for keyword optimization, because that's another thing. You should create a list of keywords. The way you create a list of keywords is by using Amazon-specific keyword research tools, which I've been so far disconnected from for a long time, but I'm sure I could Google it and see like what the top tools are right now. Along with my go-to tool for keyword research, and that's Ahrefs. And this tells you Google search volume from around, for everything Google related. Okay, so.
And you're looking up these like hot keywords for your specific product that you may launch or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So you create a list of keywords
Yeah.
in a spreadsheet. Okay, you put search volume next to it.
Like utensils, right? For this type of scenario.
Yeah. Kitchen utensils, kitchen set,
Yeah.
luxury kitchen set,
Yeah.
big kitchen set, large kitchen set, small kitchen set. Like, these are all things that people search,
Okay.
and you have to get a lay of the land, right?
And you're basically, by doing that, you're looking to see like how hot are these keywords,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because the more search volume, so let's say silicone kitchen utensil set. Kitchen utensil set is the main one. This is a shorter tail keyword. This is a longer tail keyword.
Yeah.
The longer tail the
interesting.
keyword, the more purchase intent there is.
Okay.
Because if somebody is searching now for silicone kitchen utensil
It's very
set,
specific.
it's very specific.
Yeah, that
right?
makes sense.
Like they've already researched that they don't want steel, they don't want this, they want silicone specifically.
Yeah.
So let's look up silicone. Let's look up this whole thing. An Ahrefs. And by the way, like if
you
I
do
was
this for any of your products.
like, I'm doing it for all my products.
No matter
Every
what.
single.
Like the gas
absolutely.
mask, you searched up and down.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So this is a standard protocol to doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, this isn't crazy high. It's only 600. I'm sure on Amazon it's much higher.
What's considered high? I don't know.
High. So let's say for my products, right? Gas masks. Gas mask is better. That's not right. Yeah, it's being weird right now. That's not right. Parent topic, gas mask. It's usually like 60K searches a month. Can't be that low.
Okay, so this is a per month statistic.
Per month.
Okay.
I don't know why it's like this is being glitchy right now. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's
But
like
60K
tens
is
of
great.
thousands.
In the sense of searches.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. So
Which seems kind of crazy to me because I guess the thing here is like, okay, that seems like something that would not be searched that often.
yeah,
or
like,
be
let's
that
look
high.
at kitchen utensil set. Right? This is very easy to rank for with a search volume of 2.1K and people are paying cost per click. Okay, this tells me something very important. This tells me that this is a really good product, okay? Because it's easy to rank for organically keywords.
Oh, so okay, that's good.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
look at utensil set. It's even lower, but super easy to rank for. I really hope that, you know what it is? There we go.
Oh,
I'm looking at United Kingdom. All right, let's go back and redo that whole thing because all of this shit has changed now. Okay, yeah, United Kingdom. See, guys, that's why it's important to look at where you're searching. Okay,
well, it makes
silicone kitchen utensil set. Okay, easy to rank for, volume of 700.
Well, it says 0, so it means it's very easy.
It's very easy.
Okay.
It's like literally you just create the product and get minimal backlinks and you'll probably rank for it. Kitchen utensil set, medium.
Oh, okay.
Okay, people are starting to pay for these clicks, 35 cents a click. Medium keyword difficulty, which is not bad at all. Okay, 2.9 searches. Let's see, utensil set. 15, 3.5K. How about utensil set? Okay, also similar. Let's do kitchen utensil set. Okay.
So there, I do have a question.
Yeah.
So there's obviously you look at this and you fully understand like, okay, what is good, what's not. So what's considered bad in the sense of like, obviously I understand the keyword difficulty. Obviously the higher, that's not good,
Yeah.
right? Then there's also the cost per click. Something you reacted to is cost per click.
Yeah.
So
yeah, keyword difficulty. The higher the volume, and the lower the keyword difficulty, the better.
okay.
Because it's going to be easier to rank for that keyword organically.
So you would never jump into a product with a high difficulty of keyword difficulty.
Not when I'm first starting out.
Okay.
Like let's say I'm just getting started with a brand
Yeah.
and it's going to be my first product.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for the low-hanging fruit.
Oh, okay.
Because your goal initially is to get the brand up and running, up to speed, and generating passive income.
Learn the
right?
process.
Learn
just
the
doing
process.
It. Yeah.
And
Makes
I want it
sense.
to be profitable.
Yes.
Right? More than likely, your first product will not be profitable.
Okay.
Okay? Maybe even your first couple of products will suck.
Okay.
Okay? My first couple of products sucked. Okay? I mean, we're doing Ready to Go Survival, buying a wholesale, selling retail. That was okay, but we could never make that work.
Yeah.
You really got to create your own brand if you
Interesting.
want to create brand equity,
Yeah.
as we spoke about before.
Yep.
So yeah, you want to have lower keyword difficulty, high volume, and then cost per click. You want it to be high,
Oh.
right?
Interesting.
Because what that's telling you is that somebody out there is willing to pay 35 cents per click or higher. Let's say the higher the better.
Yes.
That means it's there's
A lot of
money
demand.
there. There's demand.
Yeah.
Right?
In the sense of okay.
That means that this is a mercantile keyword. That
Yeah.
means that people search this and actually buy stuff. People are willing to bid on it.
So what?
If no one's bidding on it, that's a red flag.
Yeah, that
It's like,
makes
why
sense.
isn't, there's so many marketers out there, why isn't anybody bidding on these
So
keywords?
my next question. This
Yeah.
says 35 cents per click. Is that a red flag?
No, I mean it's a low cost product.
Okay.
Right?
And what's
It's not-
considered a high cost product, or in the sense of like
Okay, the highest cost product. Let me tell you about. Look, NYC divorce lawyer. Check this out. Cost per click $9,
Okay.
right? And actually, that's kind of low. Los Angeles. I'm sure there it's more expensive. Not really. Okay, how about estate lawyer? Some of these lawyer keywords are super expensive.
But what about like something I do, like sell my house Austin? I wonder what that is.
Sell my house, Austin.
$16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody's literally willing to pay $16
For
each
sure.
time somebody,
100%.
and out of 100 people, right, you'll spend $1,600.
Yeah.
But if you get one deal out of it, that profit for you could be hundreds of thousands.
Yeah,
or whatever,
totally.
right?
I can relate with this, so I understand. Yeah.
Right. So you want to look for also like the other potential keywords you can rank for, right? I mean, this right now what we're doing is we're just evaluating if a product is feasible to work on, right?
Okay.
So what you're going to want to look at is like also rank for, right? And I always take more emphasis on researching Google search volume than Amazon. Okay?
Yeah.
Because even though we are going on Amazon, I see Amazon has a whole bunch of keywords and a whole bunch of interest, and Amazon does I think 50% of global e-commerce transactions. Period.
Wow.
Like literally half.
So this is why you say even when you start your first product, do it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just easier.
They got
It's
50% of market share basically.
They have 50% of market.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But on Amazon, you're on rented soil, right? You don't own Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, you can start a business on Amazon, and at any point, let's say Amazon doesn't like you for whatever reason, they can shut down your entire business.
Yeah.
So you cannot put all of your eggs in one basket and just solely rely on Amazon to make money. So, like, what else? What else
But
do
you
we
use
have here?
Amazon in the beginning to kind of beta test your product.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So yeah, we got lots of keywords here. Some more difficult to rank for, some less difficult. It looks like the highest volume one. Let's see. What's the lowest volume?
Let's
All
see,
right.
36,000.
Utensils, 36,000.
Is that good or bad?
It's good, but it's not as specific. So
Oh.
people could be looking for like forks and knives.
Oh yeah.
Right, which is another product you can release down the line,
Mm-hmm.
and you should be when you first introduce your brand,
Yeah.
looking at the other potential products you could release,
Wow.
right?
okay.
Because we really want to start with something that, as an industry, there's opportunity,
Yeah.
not just as for one product. Okay, so utensils, that's great. Kitchen supplies, 24K, 56 keyword difficulty. I mean, it's getting up there, right? The CPCs are relatively low.
Yeah. Nothing even in $1.
Yeah, nothing even at $1,
Yeah,
right?
30
Because
cents.
most kitchen sets are going to be like a $20, $30, $40 product,
Yeah.
right? Unless you go Gucci with it,
Yeah.
which is what I recommend.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I always try to do. Is
Really?
go Gucci with it. Yeah.
And when you say Gucci with it, you're talking like make super high end, say utensils.
High end,
Yeah.
yes, luxury.
Luxury.
Right?
Okay.
Because for luxury, you can always charge more.
Yes.
Right, and a lot of it becomes about the brand more than about the product.
Yeah.
Right, you're creating a luxury brand, you're creating luxury packaging, you're making an experience for people. The graphics are luxurious. Everything looks presentable.
Yeah.
When somebody receives the product, they unbox it. Everything just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Right, and that's super important.
So this all goes back to like, okay, we're looking at specifically kitchen utensils right now. And part of this is you're saying, well, you want to look at just like the basic traction of this kind of product. So you're looking at the volume, you're looking at like the keywords, but more importantly, this is part of the research you do to actually come up with the original product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, look, we're already selling kitchen utensils. Let's pretend, right?
Okay, sure.
We want to do kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna build a luxury kitchen brand, unlike which the world has ever seen. Right? This is gonna be the new cool kitchen brand.
Yeah.
Kitchen stuff. There's a lot of keywords.
Yeah.
There's a lot of influencers. I just know this personally. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'll look at cooking stuff on YouTube. Like there's so many influencers out there that you can target.
Yeah.
Right? I just know this is a huge industry. There's potential here.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, we've evaluated that a utensil set, we've determined that this is probably a good product to do, right? We've seen that there is search volume. Okay, we've seen that there's opportunity to rank on the first page of Google organically based on our competition, okay? And now we're looking at one of the top products and kind of evaluating what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, okay? I mean, they've got good bullet points. They probably added in the right keywords: kitchen tools, silicone utensils, cooking set, kitchen. Like this title doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? This is keyword stuffing.
Yes.
This is how it works.
Keyword stuffing.
Yeah, keyword stuffing.
Yeah. Okay.
You just stuff this. Like
Yeah.
basically every single character you're allowed, you put a word that you want to maximize it.
Yeah, these guys are.
And
pros.
set is right. Set is written here like 4 different times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys know what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I also noticed they have multiple options to the sets too.
They do, because some people are looking for a budget set.
Yeah.
Some people are looking for a higher end, like more expansive set.
Yeah.
Right. But what this isn't telling me is this is like a luxury set, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be people who are willing to pay 20, 30, 40, even 100% more for a product just because it's the best product.
Yes.
Right. Like that's the kind of shopper I am.
Yeah.
When I go on and look for a kitchen set, I want the best kitchen set. I don't want any regular kitchen set.
Yeah.
Regular kitchen set does not belong in my kitchen. Okay. I want the good kitchen set.
I like that about you.
Yeah. I want the one that I'm gonna have for a long period of time.
Yeah.
It's not gonna break. Like I want a legacy kitchen set.
Yeah, totally.
I want to pass it down to like my great grandchildren. Okay, this one kitchen set.
It's going
on a will. That's going on the will. The kitchen set. So that's what I look for. And there's other people out there like me.
Yeah, totally.
Right. And those are the people I want to do business with.
And
because those people, they don't complain.
Yeah.
They buy the thing. They enjoy it. Right. And it has to be high quality, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? You have to sell them a quality product.
Yeah.
But they're willing to pay a markup on the product that is beyond the added value, right? For even marginal increases in quality.
Yeah.
Just because the way it's presented, the way it looks, the way it feels.
Now, is this a mentality of like instead of like quantity sales, maybe, or you're saying like because you can make this marginally better than all the other stuff, right? Than this, however you would make that better, you can mark it up more. So even if you get more sales, you're technically making more money. But yet, if you
You're
get
making a higher margin.
but if you make less sales, you still would make just as much money on the lower end stuff. Is that?
I just know that there's always a market out there for the low end stuff, the medium end stuff, and the high end stuff. My preference, just me as a marketer, is to focus on the higher end.
No matter what.
No matter what.
But what if you're just starting out? Do you want to put that much attention to detail in the product? Because you said the first few products fail, right? So you still want to go with that same approach?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on your budget,
Yeah.
right? Like, let's say I sold Mirror Safety and my other brands, and I wanted to start a brand new brand, right? I have money.
Yep.
I can go ahead and deploy that capital into a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I can order thousands of units as my first batch.
Yes.
And I can get marketers on my team and really get this thing up and
Yeah.
running quickly, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to, let's say you're starting with nothing,
Yeah.
and you got like a couple $1,000 and
Yeah.
you're looking to like turn nothing into something,
Yeah.
right? If I'm looking to turn nothing into something, I probably wouldn't buy my cost a utensil set for $100.
Yeah.
I'd probably start at like my cost, $15, and then mark it up probably at least 75%.
Yeah.
Right, just because we'll talk about margins later, but that's all very important.
Okay.
Pricing your products is one of the most important activities you can do.
Okay.
Okay, and the minimum margin you should settle on is 66%.
Okay.
So a third.
Yeah.
Right.
So say someone wants to jump in this and they say they have the money, they have X, Y, and Z to approach it correctly, but they don't have the experience, but they are starting with their first product and they know like there's a good chance that product will fail. You're still saying you still want to put out a very high-end product if possible, right?
Yeah.
But how do you determine?
That's just my preference.
Yeah.
That could be not your preference, right?
Okay.
It's just the way I do it.
Yeah.
right? But if you feel
But the way you
it's
do it
whatever
is-
you feel comfortable with.
Sorry.
But what you should see is there a market for the higher end stuff and the lower end stuff, right? Because who sells the higher end stuff? Probably like Sonoma Williams. I don't know, what are the high end kitchen brands? I don't know. Let's see, like luxury kitchen stuff. Luxury kitchen set.
But then you want to look at the luxury stuff and see what
Luxury
the
kitchen.
keywords are for that too. I would take it. You want to see what the luxury goods are selling for within whatever product you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see that there's products out there. And I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
There's millions. There's so many.
Well, it's like Cutco knives, right? Like knives can get insanely expensive. I'm sure, like in the utility. Or
Like this guy's
utensil
selling
world.
4 different things in a little Le Creuset. I mean, yeah, Le Creuset is like a higher end brand. There's a market out there for it.
Yeah.
I know there is, right? But if you don't know that there is, I mean, just do some Googling and see what people are selling. Look at the search volumes. Look at the cost per click.
Yeah.
There are some Amazon tools which will show you exactly how much this listing is making. You can look at how many
And is
sales
it
they have.
accurate, or is it just?
It's accurate.
Oh, okay.
It's accurate, yeah.
And it's on Amazon.
I forget the tool name. There's a bunch of tools out there. Last I used them, it was I forget.
But that's something you would do in this process. You would see what they're making. Okay.
Yeah. We already have like a team for Amazon.
Yeah.
And mostly my wife Tanya is the one working on Amazon. So,
Yeah.
but I know all the strategies. I just don't know the tools anymore.
Yeah, that's
But the
yeah.
tools you could easily just Google, like
Yeah.
Amazon search volume tool with numbers, how much they're making.
Yeah.
So you could Google that. Anyhow, back to analyzing this listing, right? They have good descriptions here. This is kind of above the fold. There are keywords in here, as well as kind of a high-level overview of the product, right? And then you look at the actual, this is called the ABC content, enhanced content. So this is the enhanced content. And this looks pretty good,
Yeah.
right? Like this looks like they got their stuff together.
It actually looks a lot better than, and it looks like they're showing other items that they probably might sell.
Coming soon to
Yeah.
your kitchen. See, yeah. Shop all utensils
Oh,
from the
that's
brand,
interesting.
right? They're kind of trying to immerse you in the Smurly experience,
Yeah.
right? They've got their colors, right? It's like they got this beige thing going on with their logo. They've got their fonts
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah, all this
They've
is
got
really
their
good.
iconography figured out.
Yeah.
This all looks good, right? They got the woman tenderizer and she's making
Egg
a little
beater.
omelet, egg beater.
Yeah.
They show all the stuff clearly laid out. They show that it comes in some kind of like holder thing. This all looks really good. This is a great product listing.
Yeah.
You could also look at their BSR rating.
BSR.
Yeah, bestseller rank.
Oh.
The higher this number, the better, right?
Well, how high does it go?
I mean, it goes to number 1, right? So right now, these guys are number 6 in cooking utensil sets.
Oh wow. So they're crushing.
That's high. They're
Yeah,
crushing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this listing here is making $500,000+ a month. It's not $1 million a month.
When you say making, are you talking gross sales or net?
Gross sales.
Gross sales.
Gross sales.
So you think this listing is selling $500,000 worth of this stuff?
More than likely.
Okay.
Just considering how broad this is and how, I mean, I'm sure, once again, I don't have the access to those tools right now, but you guys can Google it and check it out. And number 695 in kitchen and dining as a whole. Anything within the top 1,000 of kitchen and dining as the broad category is like money in the bank.
Wow. Okay.
That's money in the bank, right? So what is this, right? This is a product listing. The reason these guys are making money is because they have an awesome product listing. What makes an awesome product listing? A really good intro here, right? A really
What did
good
you call
title.
this again? A keyword.
Title. It's a title tag.
But
right?
you said something like it's like packed or I don't know. But
Keyword saturated.
Yeah, saturated. Yeah. Okay.
It just basically packed out with keywords.
Yes. Okay.
They're putting keywords everywhere, right? Because they're trying to do 2 things. They're trying to talk to the person, right? To get them to like read it and be like, okay, I kind of understand what this is. And they're looking to talk to the machine, which is Amazon, and telling the AI, right, the algorithm, like, hey, choose me whenever people look for these things.
So this might sound stupid. I don't know, but like this keyword type of description as a header. Any good product that sells on Amazon, do they normally have like a lot of packed keywords like this, or just this is one thing you should look at when you're looking to create a product or whatever?
Mostly it's like this, unless it's a legacy brand. Unless it's like a really big brand that's not doing the classic, like, you trying to create a brand kind of thing, right? It's like let's say Nintendo, right, or PlayStation, Amazon. I'm sure PlayStation 5 doesn't have that, right? They don't really need it.
They don't need it,
Yeah.
But like for
this, PlayStation 5 is PlayStation 5 console.
Yeah, there's not.
They're not going to be like gaming console, controller, immersive VR, augmented reality experience, and like try to keyword stuff it.
But in general, like say when you're starting your first product or brand, you're gonna probably have it look very similar to like say that one that's packed with keywords as a header.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Until you become such a legacy brand that people are specifically searching for Smurly.
Totally makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. You're not Smurly. Even Smurly, I'm sure is like crazy good, but. Yeah, just getting up to like Smurly's level here is not like it's work.
Oh,
right?
I bet.
It's work.
Yeah, I bet.
But why are they kicking ass? Their listing kicks ass.
Well, it's Smurly, but when you say Smurly, the seller is probably not Smurly.
The seller's Smurly.
Oh, Oh.
Yeah, so what Smurly does is they buy these products, more than likely from China.
Yeah.
They tell their Chinese manufacturer
put their name on
it.
Oh,
okay?
And this is what you would do anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll talk about finding a manufacturer and everything.
Yeah.
That's a whole other kind of lesson, right?
Sure.
But put my name on it. Put it in a nice box for me. Put a little barcode on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order a couple thousand units initially, right? I'm gonna send a whole bunch of these things out for free under the Amazon Vine program. That's like a review program.
Okay.
You probably get like 100 reviews that way, and then you run ads, right? Because now you have.
And you know what your ad cost is from the cost per click.
Yeah, you know what your ad cost is.
Yeah.
I mean, not from. You actually know what your ad cost is from Amazon.
Okay.
Because cost per click is telling me off of Amazon.
Oh, off Amazon, like Google cost.
Yeah, there's an A cost here associated.
An
average cost of sale.
And how do you find that out?
That's in the back end.
Oh,
that's already like special tools and Seller Central, which is the back end of Amazon, which I'm not showing you this time around. I'm just kind of giving you a high level overview of how to build this brand.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to optimize this. You got to make a cool listing. The way you'll beat them is by making a better listing. What's a better listing? Better pictures.
So you're not almost reinventing the wheel.
No.
Right?
No.
It's more just making subtle changes. And you're saying in this sense, it would be the listing, like the images and all that.
You're beating page one.
Okay.
There's a page one. Your goal is to beat the lowest, like
picture.
The slowest gazelle, right, in the herd.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take him down. The slowest one, the one that's got like 250 reviews.
Yeah.
You're catching up.
Yeah.
You're like, you take him down. Right in the jugular, right?
Yeah.
You jump in there, you get more reviews. Now you're on page one. That gazelle's done. You're in page one now, okay?
Okay.
This is my page now. Right? So product listing, you're trying to make something better. How do you make it better? Better title, better bullet points, better pictures, better priced, right? More luxurious pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe more women tenderizing meat, better EBC content. Okay. I mean, this is already pretty good.
EBC, that's Amazon.
It's like enhanced content. I forget. ABC, EBC.
Amazon's A. Oops.
Yeah. So it's the content, right? I mean, you could modify this. I'm not sure if you could modify this right away. I think they want you to like sell a certain amount before you can mess with this.
Okay.
But you got to do it anyway. If you've got a bunch of products, you can put a comparison chart, right? You want to start seeding this page with questions and entice your purchasers to ask questions.
All right.
Right? So there's a whole like question and answer section. You want this packed out, right? Where is it made? Like, let me see. Where is it made?
Oh, you get some like.
I'm not sure where they're made. They're real good and flexible. Okay, they're trying to hide that they're Chinese. Where were these manufacturers? I wish I could tell you, but I already burned them.
So is this the seller answering that? Or what is that?
No, this isn't the seller. Some of these should be the seller, but it looks like the seller's avoiding answering these.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to pick on you, Smurly. If the brand owner is watching, we're just trying to teach here. So, and this is clutch. Like, you got to get the reviews, right? And you wanna, it's the reviews are kind of a weird thing because Amazon is very careful about like reviews, right? So you want to do their Vine program for sure. And Vine program is basically like you're sending to certain people that Amazon agrees you can send them to, and it's known that they're doing it for a review. They don't have to leave you a positive review. It could be a negative review, right? But that gives you those seed reviews, okay? So here's the cool part. This is how you differentiate your product from the rest, okay? You don't look at the positive reviews. You look at the negative reviews.
Sure.
Okay? And you see what people don't like about this product, right? So this guy, I wish there was a 0 or negative star rating. Absolutely scam for a product to fool you. Nice upgrade. Been waiting to finish the silicone type. Wow, what a deal. I thought I saw this product listing. As soon as I received the product, immediately saw in the box that nylon and stainless steel construction. Okay, so basically everyone here has problems with it.
Yeah.
Right? Poor quality. Cooking utensils melt and are dangerous. Okay?
So you look for these negative reviews, right?
Yeah, you look for negative reviews and you look to add the bad things and make them good in your product.
Oh, okay, sure.
So like here, let's say people are saying they melt easy. Let's make ours non-meltable silicone. Mm-hmm. Let's say people here say that the spatula is too narrow. I need a wider spatula. Boom, wider spatula. Let's get.
But what if
we're creating a list of accolades
Yeah.
for our product, a list of benefits, features, and then that's what we're going to use when we communicate with our manufacturing. Here's what I like, but we need to do these modifications in order to get it like perfect for us, right?
So what if it's just one negative review about, say, like it being not wide enough, right?
Yeah.
Do you actually change your whole product to meet that expectation now, just because of one bad review?
No, you want to see a trend.
Okay. So
if one person said that, then it might be an outlier.
Yeah.
But if many people say that, then it's probably not an outlier.
And this is where
you don't only look at this one product.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at the top like 15 products.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do the same analysis.
Oh,
where you're gonna be writing down
and
notes.
that's where you start designing your product around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're designing a product around what people want.
Yeah.
And what do they want? They tell you what they want.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amazon is brilliant, right? Because do you know how much money they spent on perfecting this product page?
No.
Billions of dollars. Okay? I mean, maybe I'm overreaching there, but definitely hundreds of millions, right? A lot of money, millions of dollars. I'm sure yearly millions of dollars, right? They modify, they change it.
This is what works when it comes to a consumer.
When it comes to a consumer, to get people to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Amazon is great at making people buy stuff, raising those conversion rates,
Yeah.
right? So you're getting all of their data and research for free.
Totally.
You're looking at this finished product, and you can basically take features from this and add it to your own website, right? When we made our website, okay, we added a whole bunch of stuff from there, right? Let's see. It's like CM6M, right? We got the reviews here, right? And it's featured up high. We added 360-degree spins. Because, on some product pages, you'll have that on Amazon too. And not on that one, but...
Where those reviews, where do those come from?
From people.
On Amazon?
No, this is from our website.
Oh, from your website.
So anytime somebody purchases on our website...
They can leave a review on the website.
Yes.
That goes to in-house.
Yes, and we ask them for a review automatically.
Okay.
So once they purchase, we put them into a funnel.
Yep.
And then that funnel, like in 2 weeks, asks them, hey, you should leave a review if you know...
If they don't leave a review, do you always entice with like, hey, here's 5% off on the next purchase view? Okay.
No, I mean, you could say, hey, leave us an honest review, and we're happy to provide a discount for any additional product. You could do that, that's fine. Amazon doesn't like you doing that. Amazon doesn't like you paying for reviews either, because that kind of, is an ethical issue, this, that.
Yeah.
In the old days of Amazon, actually, I wouldn't say that. I would say even now, there's a ton of fake reviews on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is full of fake reviews.
Yeah.
And especially from the Chinese sellers, right? The Chinese sellers, they figured out how to game the system.
Yeah.
They'll get like a freaking review farm. And and I'm telling you, they'll get like thousands of reviews in like a few days.
Wow.
But you can't do that because it's very dangerous, right? They'll just have burner accounts. They'll try one account, burn through it, make another account. It's like real shady stuff they're doing, right? But there's ways to do it in a legitimate way, right? By participating in the Vine program. Mm-hmm. So once again, this product page, there's a lot of elements here that you can plop over into your actual website. You got the the above the fold check boxes. You've got, you know, social proof, right? Showing that there's people, professionals using your products, and that these people are all using the products. You have a risk reversal, shop with confidence, right?
Let me ask you a question. With the people using the product, do you call them and verify, like, hey, is it okay if I use your, you know, your defense company?
if you're using any like testimonial that actually uses their name, you should. But this is all public information.
Oh, okay.
Right? This is something, if a government makes a purchase from anybody, that's public
information.
information.
So that's why you can do it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If, you know, Joe purchases from you, that's not public information. And if you want to use Joe's name, you got to ask Joe.
Yeah.
Right?
But like, say like Smurley, you know, they know that, was it like Dave Rand, or no, not, who's like a chef that owns a big, like the Salt Bay guy. He starts using only Smurley products for all of his stores. Can you put owned by Salt, you know, Salt Bay uses, or
of course,
okay.
if Salt Bay allows you to.
Okay.
I mean, look, there's certain things where, like, if you're just saying the truth, then it's okay. If you're adding to it, then it's not, right?
Yeah.
So what's the truth, right? If Salt Bay in every video uses Smurley organically, you could say as used by Salt Bay.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's just, you're saying the truth.
Yeah.
You really don't, I don't think you have to, you know, you're stating a fact.
Yeah.
What you can say is the #1 preferred kitchen set by Salt Bay.
Oh,
right? Because now you're adding to it, even though it probably is the #1 preferred because he's using it in every single video.
Yeah.
Like, did he tell you that that's the #1 preferred? Right? So like, let's say
But that's one part of how you're marketing this thing, is just, hey, this defense company uses our mask.
That's one way, right? There's other social signals, right? Like, our masks were featured in the movie Tenet, right? And the Tenet final trailer, we chose to pin this video here so people would see that.
Yeah.
Right? We never say it's the official gas mask of Tenet, right? Even though it's used in like 15 minutes of the video in a major battle scene, right? In the movie. But we're never gonna say like, hey, it's, you know, Chris Nolan's #1 mask or Tenet's #1 mask. It's just, it was used there. That's it. Facts.
Yeah.
Stating facts. Okay. If you stay factual, you don't get in trouble.
Okay.
Okay. We put an Instagram feed to show like, hey, there's engagement here. People are loving our content.
And a lot of this stuff, like the Instagram, this is once you've surpassed your product on Amazon. Now you actually have a consumer basis separately from Amazon.
Yeah. So the way I would do it is Amazon first.
Yeah.
Build it up, test the product, get it to start making money. Once the product proves concept on Amazon that it actually sells on there, and you've already seen through Ahrefs and other tools that there is a market outside of Amazon, you start building on your own website as soon as possible.
Okay.
First of all, people are going to want to see that you have your own website, right? Especially if you're selling a higher end luxury kitchen set.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it was a $300 Cutco kitchen utensil set.
Yeah.
People are going to do research.
Yeah.
They're going to go outside of Amazon and go onto YouTube. They're going to go onto Google. They're going to look up reviews.
So say in that scenario, you have a fairly successful product on Amazon. When now you're like, okay, make your website. Do you do the website and also like the Instagram and all that at once, and the YouTube channel? Like, you just kind of get like ownership of these things, and you just work on at least the website first, or do you do all three at the same time?
You do all three at the same time.
No matter what.
Yeah, I would just like, as you start selling the product, you build the product page. Like, in order to make this work, you got to go like, you know, the upfront work is high.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do up front.
Yeah.
You got to create the pages, you got to create the systems.
Yeah.
But once it starts rolling, then it gets easier, right?
Yeah.
The benefit of this is, you know, selling your own line of product is you're building brand equity, right? And if you do it right, if you do it smart, I mean, there's a very high multiple for a good brand.
Yeah.
Right? If you created OXO, let's say, OXO, right? Like, I'm sure just looking up OXO, yeah, 15K. I mean, they're a pretty big brand, right? OXO pop containers. Like, people already know their containers, they know other stuff about them. OXO's a great brand. I'm sure OXO's crushing it. Let's see, OXO. What's their website? Of course, it's OXO.com, right? Check this tool out. You can just pop it into Site Explorer. The whole thing. Yeah, Oxo's crushing it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
wow.
doing good, right? So they've got lots of backlinks, high domain rank, lots of referring domains. That means people are pointing to them,
Oh wow.
right? 96,000 organic keywords, organic traffic every month, 117K. This is an estimate,
Yeah.
right? But it's pretty accurate. They did see a little bit of a slump here after a Google update. In 2022, there's a spam update, right? So it looks like they were doing some weird keyword stuff where they're getting less traffic now than they were before. Because before they were crushing it even higher.
So
but this is still very healthy.
When you make your website, do you use like a third party kind of pre-structured website, or do you build it completely from scratch?
I would just go on Shopify and I would create a custom site. So the way you do it, right? Like let's say we're already set on kitchen, right? We have to come up with a name. Kitchen Fanatics, whatever. Make up a name. Create a spreadsheet. Choose one that you like best. Next step is you go on 99 Designs and only go on 99 Designs because you get the best there. Okay, I've used 99 Designs for literally every single important piece of marketing collateral I've ever done.
Interesting. Okay.
And you have a design contest, and you pay like $2,000 just for a logo, right? And it's worth it because they do good work.
Yeah.
They create like a nice brand book for you.
Even on your first product, this is what you do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do this.
Okay.
You have to create a cool logo. You have to create cool packaging, and you have to have a superior good product, right? A product that, and you have to have good margins.
Okay.
Right? Margins 66% plus.
Yep.
Ideally, you're at 75% plus. You pay $10 for something, you sell it for $40.
Okay.
Right? And $10 landed costs.
Yeah.
Right? That means
after shipping and everything.
after shipping, it's in my hands.
Yeah.
I have it for $10.
Yep.
The retail price is going to be $40.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that allows you to add marketing costs.
Well, you have a great margin of error there too.
Your margin is your margin of error.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's like the number one thing.
Yeah.
People screw up because their margins aren't good enough.
Yeah.
And then they can't make mistakes. They make one mistake, their business is done.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I mean, Oxo's a great brand. There's so many good kitchen brands out there.
Yep.
Right? So yeah, I was saying before, you're looking at Amazon and you're basically seeing how they structure a landing page, and you try to add some of the same elements on your website.
Yeah.
Right? Like here, I have a YouTube feed, I have Instagram, which...
And who picks these ideas to build your website? Do you have that in-house now?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do as a marketer. Right?
Okay.
So what I do, right, once we get onto our own website is...
Because this page is super, super clean.
Yeah, I structure this, right?
Yeah.
And I literally create a wireframe on paper, right?
You said a
I'm
wireframe?
A wireframe.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so it's basically, I draw out the website, right? Not like pixel for pixel, but I'm like, top section. What information do I want to show
on
in this top
paper, you'll
section?
just draw.
I'll just draw, yeah.
Okay.
Second section, this is the hero image, right?
Yep.
I'll write out this text, or I'll hire a really good copywriter.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I need some like really good text for this, right?
Yeah.
Next thing, other text. Next thing, product section, right? And I'll kind of give ideas and draw out what I want to see to the designer. And to the designer, I'll also give them all the words. I'll give them the sections, I'll give them the words.
So you came up with all these words and the sections.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I just draw it, and I could show you a folder that I use that I send to a designer, and I'm like, hey, here's what I need. There's a design brief, and then there's my mock-ups, and then there's the copy. And then based on that, I get a whole bunch of people competing against each other to create a cool-ass brand.
Now, once you find this designer, say for this product, do you just do repeat, and you kind of just, like in my world, if I find a good contractor, I'll just repeat them on the next project.
Yeah.
Do you do the same thing with this, or are you always just trying to evolve, or sorry, you're always trying to expand your resources with designers or anything?
I'm trying to create a Rolodex of subcontractors.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like what I do.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
This is all subs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Subs created my website.
Of
I didn't
course.
create my
Of
website.
course.
Okay, I thought of it. I drew it out. Right. I told them what I want, but I didn't code it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely, if you build a good relationship with somebody, you want to keep that relationship.
Yeah.
Right. So not only did I look on Amazon, but you know, there's the whole internet is a giant cheat sheet. Okay. Very important. The internet is a giant cheat sheet. Okay, this is one of the most important things I'll probably say today. So I actually based my entire website at first off of Revzilla.com. And I told the owner or the founder of Runway that I did it too. And I was like, afterward, like I spoke to him and I was like, hey man, you gave me some good ideas and like I love your website so much that I wanted to like take some of your colorways and some of your structure.
And the designer, you'll send them, hey, I like this website, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, you'll show them like what you like. See, like the orange, gray, like I love that style. Since I created my site, like this is a far departure from this, right?
Yeah.
But this was my inspiration at the time, right?
And you're just saying you just like this layout and platform. It's not about like, oh, are they crushing with their layout? You just like the layout.
I just like the layout.
Okay.
But I know
there's
they're crushing.
But there's no data behind the design of this website. It's just what you like.
No, I know they're crushing, right? Because I could literally go into Ahrefs and see that they're crushing shit
wow,
on a whole different level.
Wow.
They got 1.4 million, organic people a month. They get 544 organic K keywords.
Wow,
they're paid search. They're doing a whole lot. Okay, and they've been around for a while. They're making money.
Yeah.
If this is making money, then I know that this works.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Right. You could literally go onto this and be like, okay, what do I need in my header? I want to put these sections. I want to put these categories. I want to put a search box, right, and a cart page, and then like my account thing.
Yeah.
And then make a design for me with my colors, with my stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Here I want to do this. Next section I want to do this, right? You lay out, you create a site map, basically what pages you're going to have. I keep it simple. Like our website has been around for 3 years now in its current iteration, and it's still super simple, right? Up here I have home. These are like clickable buttons here that just show like international shipping, just some more information. That I also got from Revzilla.
Yeah.
About, right? And this isn't even clickable, nothing here. It just shows our team. Products, this is where we make our money, right? The subcategories, a bunch of subcategories. Customer service, with all the extra pages, warranty, this.
And you only do all this once you have a successful product on Amazon.
Concurrently. I mean, as soon as you can get to it.
Yeah.
But you have to get to it.
But like, you know how you said like when you first start, you might have a couple products that fail. You don't, these products that may be failing on Amazon, you don't work on this at the same time if those are failing, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you want to really get settled in the brand.
Yeah.
Right? And it might take 2 or 3 brands before you like figure out which one is resonating.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Right. So what you're looking for is this magical thing called product market fit.
Okay.
Okay, and product market fit is essentially you have a logo, packaging, the product, you can market it to certain people and get repeated results that are close to the same like conversion rate, right?
Which would be on Amazon.
On Amazon, but if it converts on Amazon, it's probably gonna convert on your website.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so long as like you do it right.
But you do the website and all that once you've gone through the couple failure products, or maybe the first product works, whatever. But once you have something that's working on Amazon, that's when you start all this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never start on this with like a product you haven't fully tested on Amazon.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Some people do. I wouldn't.
Seems like extra work.
Amazon is a cheap way to start.
Yeah.
It's really cheap.
It's a great way to kind of beta test your product.
Yeah.
To see the demand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once again, the goal, it's listing optimization. Product listing optimization. That's it. That's what you have to master.
Okay.
Is making a product listing.
Yeah.
The same way you'd master it here is the same way you would master it on your own website.
Okay.
Right? Where like I'm adding elements constantly here to increase profitability.
Okay.
Right? I'm adding upsells. There's a chat box so people could talk to somebody. There's different elements on the page that make you feel comfortable about the product, to give you information about the product. There's reviews about the product. There's questions and answers about the product.
Yeah.
They can call us about the product.
Which at this point, when you're building your website, you'll have enough data to support from your sales in Amazon to start the Q&As and like additional descriptions and this, that, and the other, because you've now been pre-testing this product on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which will make it a lot easier to build your website.
Yeah. So like imagine like, you're set, you did your keyword research, right? What's the first next thing you do? You want to find a manufacturing partner, okay? You want to build out a logo and a brand book. and a general look, color scheme, right, that you're going to be using.
Logo
a
and
concept.
brand book.
A brand book, yeah.
And what with the brand book, what would be in it?
Okay, I'll show you. So in a brand book, we got our brand guidelines right here for mirror safety. And this is kind of a guideline for our colors, our text, our fonts, and everything else. With this brand book, somebody can make any collateral for the brand.
Wow,
because
that's cool.
This shows you kind of how we do images. This shows you what text we use. You know, different design styles.
Wow.
Our iconography.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. So you need this.
Yeah,
Right?
and someone else built this all out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe the person who did our website also did this.
And you would use this brand book on your first product.
Yeah.
Okay, just in case it rips and starts catching traction, you want to be ready.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go into this thinking it's gonna succeed.
Okay.
You don't go into anything being like, oh, it's probably gonna get fucked up and I'm not gonna make any money.
Yeah.
It's like you go into it, I'm gonna kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this work.
Okay, cool.
Right? And if you go into it with that attitude, like
Increase your
believe in
odds.
yourself, you
Yeah.
increase your odds significantly.
Totally.
Right? And I mean, look, did we have a brand book for previous brands? We did, actually. This is our third brand book. We had a brand book before, this is our third brand book.
And this will probably evolve as time goes on too, right? Obviously, have you changed your logo multiple times since?
No.
Oh, so, oh, okay, wow.
No, mirror safety logo has been the same since it started. This is important because with this brand book, you can create lots and lots of different collateral. And you definitely want to do this for every single brand you do. Okay. So, we already have a product.
Yeah.
Okay. We need a brand. We need a logo. Once we have the brand and logo, we want to start conceptualizing the actual website, right? We already have our Amazon listing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What we didn't discuss yet is actually finding a manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So finding a manufacturer, there's a few ways. Way number one, and this is the way that most Amazon guys do it, is they will go on Alibaba and AliExpress, right? Alibaba.com. So
They usually do this.
They usually do this.
Okay.
This is the easy thing to do.
And this is what you would normally do.
This is what I would do for some products, not my products,
Okay.
right? Because we're taking a totally different approach to how we source these products.
Okay.
But if I was doing something that's like commoditized, I would possibly look on Alibaba.
Okay.
But there's also more creative ways than Alibaba, okay? Which I'll show you.
Okay.
So here we're looking for spatulas, kitchen utensil set. Okay. So here you have a whole bunch of options. This one right here, 3 sets minimum. It looks like, yeah, so if you get a set, it's $2.88
For a 3.
for all of them.
Oh, wow.
With like 0 to 3 sets, it looks like. 3 sets minimum order from 96 cents to $8.65.
Oh, okay.
Right? So $8.65, I mean, when you negotiate with these manufacturers, the way you should do it is you should get their price tiers, right? And be like, hey, my name is Joshua, I'm from the USA, we're creating a new brand. Show them that like you're the right guy to build this brand, that you're experienced, and be like, I'm pretty sure with your product line we can do quite well, and we can build a mutually beneficial relationship into the future.
Yeah.
And then you tell them, hey, please send me pricing. First of all, send me some samples. Can you ask questions about the products they have. Send me a catalog. And then once they send you their options, choose some of the products for samples, and then ask for price tiers. And the price tiers, you're gonna ask for like, okay, how much would it be for 500 units, 1,000 units, 3,000 units, 5,000 units, 10,000 units?
Okay.
Right? You want to understand how their price fluctuates.
Yeah.
Right, depending on volume.
And then you figure out like, okay, the cost is significantly cheaper with this amount of units compared to this, but maybe it's not worth getting all that because the difference isn't that much.
No, you actually do a little more tactical here, right?
Oh, okay.
So if they tell you, let's say for 10,000 units,
Yep.
they can get the cost of these down from $8 to $1.
Okay.
Right? What you're trying to negotiate is now for 1,000 units to get the 10,000 unit price. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you want to show them that you're the right guy and be like, hey, listen, I do plan on getting 10,000 units.
Yep.
As you know, building a brand takes a little bit of time. We do have a great team to make this happen.
Yep.
Would you be able to help us in this endeavor and help us build this long-term relationship by providing this price for this many units, right? And literally just ask them and see what they say.
Okay.
Drive that cost down. They're gonna always want more money.
Yeah.
One thing to be aware of is there's a lot of trading companies on Alibaba, not actual manufacturers. You don't want to deal with a trading company.
Okay.
A trading company is a middleman in China that like wants to be your liaison.
Yeah. They just make your costs higher for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. They're brokers, right? They're like real estate salespeople. There's no reason.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, so you want to lower the costs.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to see what they're willing to...
Never deal with the traders, always a manufacturer direct.
Always a manufacturer direct.
Okay.
Get the samples, negotiate the pricing, right?
Now...
Always negotiate the pricing probably after you receive the samples.
Okay.
Look at their catalog, ask them to send you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I like this set, I like that set. Test them, right?
Yeah.
Play with them. Really put them through their paces and make sure it's a quality product.
Yeah.
God forbid you receive a batch of shitty products.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing ever.
Okay.
Right? Another thing we do is before you actually receive the products, you're gonna want to send an inspector there at the factory.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Even for your first product?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. So when you're in there,
just any you can. It's like third party hire.
It's a third party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So while they're doing it, be like, hey, my inspector's gonna come and look at all this stuff.
And there's a way to find these third party people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could just look up, if it's in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Shanghai factory product inspector.
Okay,
Google
cool.
it,
That's interesting. Crazy.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's being inspected.
I would never thought of that.
Right before it ships, they're just gonna randomly sample a whole bunch of pallets and make sure that it's a quality, good product.
Yeah, and they document it, take notes, pictures, etc.
Everything.
Yeah,
right.
Cool.
And that just ensures you're not getting a shitty product before
Yeah.
you pay them, right? Because before you release the money, you really should have an inspector look at it.
Yeah. Now, and also, say with your first product and your first order, are you just going big and you're gonna get massive quantity to expect sales, or are you gonna do it in chunks and pieces, or?
I'm gonna do it in chunks and pieces. Let's say I was starting over in my shoes.
Yeah.
My first order would probably be 1,000 to 3,000 units of something.
Okay.
Right? When I first started out though, I was dead broke. And my first order was like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
It was like 200-300 pieces.
Yeah.
Right? So it just depends on how much money you got. But the less you get, usually the more cost per unit.
Yes.
And it's harder to make money.
Which makes sense.
Right? Because you could try to negotiate 100 units for the same price as 10,000.
Yeah.
Right? Are you gonna be super successful with it? Depends.
Yeah.
Right? And how much like they believe in you and they like you and how well you're able to negotiate.
Yeah.
Right? It's all up to you.
When you're talking to these manufacturers, you're obviously asking them what's your time of stuff from me ordering to you making this product? What's your duration of time on that? And then also how much can you handle? Are you at?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
what if
production capacity? Okay, yeah.
I mean, ideally, you'd also visit the factory.
Okay.
You literally go to Shanghai or wherever they are.
On your first product.
On your first product.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, ideally.
Yeah.
Right. Like when Tanya and I first started doing Amazon, we did not visit the factory.
Yeah.
Okay, because we were doing stickers, right, and cat toys.
Yeah.
Like this was aside from the survival stuff, we just tried random Amazon products.
And for most people, they might not have the ability to go fly there. I mean, I could do that.
Yeah.
Which, if you can do it, you said you would, even on your first product.
I would.
And what makes the difference from going there to hiring a third-party inspector?
Well, first of all, you get FaceTime with the factory people, and you show yourself as a more serious party, and a more serious party who can afford to travel there and is coming through and I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's talk business, right? You're showing yourself as a serious person.
Yeah.
And serious people usually get better numbers.
Okay.
It's just negotiations.
But when you're also there, you're obviously looking to see how it's being ran. Maybe it's clean or whatever.
You want to make sure they're not doing anything weird.
Yeah.
Right. You want to make sure that they're not doing any shady stuff.
Child labor.
So you don't want to make sure,
random
God
stuff.
forbid.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to make sure that everything is clean, buttoned up. There's no suicide nets outside of the factory.
Yeah.
From
So you've done this. You've flown to these factories.
Oh, yeah.
On your stuff.
Yeah. We've
Okay.
flown to the factories. I mean, our factories are in Europe,
Yeah.
not in China.
Sure.
We do produce a few things in China, but those are all like soft goods. Mostly,
But okay, so when you first started and you were doing because you didn't know this probably at the time to go, like you didn't probably have the money to go fly out there or think about flying there, but like as you started the gas mask, you would fly to the manufacturer.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It's important, because you want to make sure it's a quality product, you want to meet the team, you want to make sure there's QA processes in place.
Yep.
You look at their QA, you ask them about QA, right? Because
QA,
that's quality assurance.
quality assurance.
That's going to be the biggest thing that determines whether you wasted your money on a batch or not,
Okay.
right? Because if they don't have somebody at the end of the production line going like this, like whacking the spatula, I don't know
Yeah.
how they test it. But there may be some fault in the rubber or the silicone where it's not gluing right,
Yeah.
and it just comes apart first
Interesting.
time, and now you have a couple thousand units of something that's garbage,
Yeah.
right? And for certain products like spatulas, it's just money lost, right? But for certain products like life-saving products, it's a liability,
Yeah.
right? And you want to make sure that the factory is not creating a liability for you,
Yeah.
right? It's very important.
Okay.
You got to protect yourself legally,
Yeah.
right? And well, that's a whole other lesson,
Yeah.
right? Legal protection, that's a whole other can of worms we can get into.
Whole other
later.
conversation.
Yeah. But we can film that conversation too.
Sure.
Right? Let's see if people want to hear this stuff. Cool. Yeah. So this is their team, right? They look like serious people here.
Yeah.
They look like they were paid to look happy at least.
Yeah.
They got everyone's smiling and together. Nice quality photos. This actually looks pretty good. So this is just one way of finding manufacturers.
Yeah.
Alibaba, not AliExpress, because that's for like direct to consumer. This is
Right.
more for like direct to business,
Yeah.
right? What's another way? Another way is to travel to the country and go to their local stores
Mhm.
and see what's for sale, right? And ideally, you're looking for products that have not yet been introduced to your market. So let's say you're in Japan and you go to a Japanese electronic store and they have some weird electronic thing that you just can't even find on the market, or it's not being marketed well in the US.
Yeah.
That's a golden opportunity, so long as the margins are right. And
Have
so
you done
long-
that before?
Yes.
And it's worked?
Every time I travel, I look at different stores and we go to different
But
places.
will you make a brand around that product? Did you find something that's unique?
Oh, absolutely.
You-
The best
you've
place to
done
go
this
like
and it worked?
China and Japan, right? You go to Japan, they have tons of unique things on the market
Yeah.
that you just never find in the US, right?
Yeah.
You look at who manufactures it, you contact them, you talk to them, and you do the same thing as you do here. Be like, hey, I love this product. This product, I believe, could be a home run
Yeah.
in the States. It doesn't seem like you have a US presence. I want to be your US liaison, right? And what your ideal goal with any factory is to negotiate an exclusivity agreement, right? That's like the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
That's protection, right? If the factory's saying, okay, you're the only person selling this thing that we created in this market,
Yeah.
now you have protection,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to have 20 people competing with you with the same product,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, usually they're not going to do that right away.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be like, well, you got to show us some volume. Be like, hey, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Let's start off with a small order. Can you at least give me some limited time to kind of get this up and running and show you what we can do? And then we can discuss exclusivity. Our goal is to make sure that, the brand and the presence isn't diluted, because then we're not going to be able to do more. We're going to only be able to do less with the product. It's going to dilute us. If every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got different variants of the same product, that's going to be bad, right, for you. Third way is Google, right? So on Google, you can find, using Google search operators, different manufacturers by using really specific keywords. So you should really get into Google search operators. So let's say I wanted to find a spatula manufacturer or kitchen manufacturer in Italy, right? What I can do is inaugural.it, right? And then I can go, what's the Italian word for spatula? Italian word for spatula. Spatola. There we go. I gotta find the spatola. Inaugural spatola.
Why did you pick Italian specifically?
I'm just making shit up.
Oh, okay.
Right, because I think maybe in Italy they might have good kitchen utensils because they like to cook.
Okay, got it.
Right, spatola. And then I'm also going to look for Italian word for like manufacturer. Produzieri. Produttore. Prego.
You're pronouncing that pretty good. At least it sounds like you are.
Yeah. Okay, inaugural IT spatola produttore. Okay, no results.
And what is this? What you're doing right here? What's that called?
These are Google search operators. You're just telling Google being more specific with your search.
Oh, okay. And you have to put the in, or however.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
Spatola produttore. Right, I found one. Spatola produttore. Yeah, see, they're doing some spatulas here. Doesn't look like anything good. But it looks like they might be a manufacturer. Spatola produttore di Padogherini. I don't know what any of this means, but let me see English. Cosmetic packaging bottles and jars manufacturer. Okay, it's jars manufacturer. Not quite. Right, I'm sure we can do better than that. Alibaba, okay. Some of these guys are in Alibaba. Are they in Italy? Where are they located? No, these are Chinese. So what's the purpose of all this? I'm looking for untapped gems, right? Untapped factories. Everything on Alibaba is publicly available to everybody, so this may have been
that's
hit
why
up.
you're doing Google.
Yeah, you're doing Google instead.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
This is like for you, you're not finding your specs on the market, right? By going to like LoopNet and Zillow, right? You're not going on there. You're finding it through your own like
resources.
avenues,
Your own marketing. Yeah.
So you're trying to come up with your own resources to find manufacturers.
Okay.
Right? There's
Got
ways. There's directories. There's all types of stuff.
Sure.
To find those like hidden gems of people doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's really like a manufacturer game or manufacturer relationship game, right? Because if you have a good relationship with the manufacturer, you almost own the factory.
Yeah.
Right? Even though you don't own the factory, right? I mean, but you have an agreement for a certain territory.
Yeah.
You have a good relationship with them. They see that you're helping them. They see that you're a good marketer. They need you as a marketer.
So when
you're people in China, in Japan, in Italy, some of them are not good marketers for the U.S. market.
Yeah.
So they need somebody who knows how to package and sell products and advertise them in the States.
And you're doing all of this even on your first product.
Yes.
Okay. And then what about you're even trying to, like, when you're doing your first product, you're trying to get that first like exclusivity right, whether it's like North America or like whatever.
I'm trying to hit a home run on my first thing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not trying to like waste time.
Yeah, just like you said, go in like you know it's gonna work.
Let's really look at a whole bunch of different verticals.
Yeah.
Let's see which vertical has the most opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's see which vertical has untapped gem factories that are not selling it in the US that I could negotiate good pricing with, so where I could make at least a 66+% margin.
Okay.
Right? And if like you have that perfect storm build up where it's you find a product that's already hot, it's already selling, right? That type of product. There's already a market for it.
Yeah.
You're not creating a market, there's already people looking for it. Creating a market is a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's all.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It's a little more difficult.
Yeah,
right?
Like Jawser size, and the guy, that's a whole market.
No one's searching for Jawser sizes, right? Until you like create the whole concept of Jawser sizing, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, we didn't find anything there. That's Alibaba. Not here. I mean, there has to be one Italian manufacturer of spatulas, unless they're all sending them to China now.
So, like with gas masks, like, what made you choose, okay, I'm gonna start producing gas masks? And like, it sounds like you went in the gas mask super hard. You took these same techniques into a gas mask.
Yeah.
Right? So you believe that the gas mask is gonna work. Whether it was or not, you have no idea until you do it, right?
Yeah.
But you took all these same steps for the like Nero safety.
No, so I mean, we were doing a whole bunch of products at the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've always wanted to get into gas masks. We did sell another competitor's gas mask for a while.
Yep.
Until that competitor sent us a cease and desist. Right, there was some kind of falling out.
Oh,
They'd
so
like to
you
wait
guys
for
were just
it.
literally like getting their product at a cheaper price, however, and
No,
just
we're just buying wholesale, selling retail at the time.
okay.
We bought
Which
products.
you don't really
wholesale.
recommend.
I don't recommend.
Okay, that's like the Amazon dropship mentality. Like you get
No, that's not Amazon dropship mentality.
Oh, that's
Amazon
something
dropship is still making your own brand,
okay.
but you're drop shipping it from like China.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
We were actually buying in bulk,
Yeah.
like wholesale pricing
Yeah.
on branded products
Yes.
and selling them, right?
Okay.
Then we received the cease and desist from a manufacturer we're selling. And after that, we were like, hey, like, what do? We got to create, we need another product to substitute this. So then we got into, we started messaging defense contractors.
Yep.
And thankfully, we came across a defense contractor that was interested in working with us,
Yep.
right? And they're like, yeah, we're not doing business in the United States. If you want to do business there, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And it was a high quality product at a good price.
And you already had a little bit of experience with selling gas masks, so you know there's some type of demand.
Oh, I knew there was demand because my wife Tanya, brilliant woman, she actually went ahead and put our masks on Amazon at a really convenient time. Not our masks, the previous mask we were selling,
Yes.
from the other brand, at a really interesting time. It was when Donald Trump was in like a tweet war with Kim Jong-un. And they were just like going back and forth. And Tanya put it up, and then we sold like a ton of gas masks in a week. Like it was like $40,000-$50,000 worth of masks.
Wow.
And that's more masks than we've ever sold.
Yeah.
Right? And at that point, we ordered a whole bunch more from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, like we sold, like, send it to us. But they saw like something on our product listing that they didn't like, or there's some falling out, and they're just basically like, stop selling our products.
Yeah.
You're not getting any product.
And plus, you don't technically have brand equity right there, right?
No, there's zero brand equity.
So that's-
I'm helping build their brand.
Yes.
Why would I do that? Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they basically kicked us to the curb,
Yep.
and then we had to figure it out,
Yeah.
right? So the way we figured it out was we started contacting defense contractors,
Yep.
and we found one that was high quality products at a good price, that was flexible, willing to work with us. We ordered samples. The samples were great. We basically, created a relationship that we get a certain type of market, which is a global exclusive on
Prior
retail.
to even selling anything.
I believe it was it was very early on in the selling they actually gave us the exclusive. So
Okay.
at times that will happen, right? If you're able to show, but I've been in this business at that time, this was 2018, I've already been in the business for 5 years.
Yeah.
In the emergency preparedness space.
Yes.
I've been in Fox News, New York Times.
So you had a little bit of leverage. You had some confidence, knowing okay, I can keep this going or move it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we made a relationship with them. We created a logo. We created a website. We put it up on Amazon. We were selling great. Pre-COVID, we in 2019 we created a really nice website, optimized it, did SEO, right? And we were ranking for all of our top search terms, including gas mask filters, and then when it hit, when COVID hit,
Yeah.
we just basically just flew, through the roof.
Yeah.
Because, and it was organic. We weren't even running ads at the time.
Oh wow.
Because we were ranking for everything organically, #1.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously there's some luck there, right? But obviously you've done this with other products without these kind of crazy economic catastrophic moments, in the world, right?
Yeah.
You've done this with other products, so it's kind of the same step no matter what.
It's the same steps.
Okay.
It's a process.
Yeah.
The most important part of all this is to learn the process. Even if you screwed up with a product or two and waste 10 grand, whatever, it's worth it. Because you learn,
Yeah.
right? You learn what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're gonna do it in a way that works, and then it works real good,
Okay.
right? You create a brand, you build it up, okay? So this is learn Google search operators,
Yeah.
right? We didn't find a spatula manufacturer in Italy because it's a plastic, so it's probably not many plastic manufacturers in Italy.
Yeah.
But learn Google search operators in a way that you can find manufacturers in another country. That's
Yep.
just one other way, aside from traveling and aside from Alibaba, AliExpress,
Yeah.
other Google research methods to find people,
Yep.
right? So yeah, and that's kind of the crux of it,
Yeah.
right? You create a brand, you find a product, you start marketing it, you
And-
create a website, and then you run ads to it, both on Amazon and on Google, on Facebook, etc. If you have money, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have money, which is how I started,
Mm-hmm.
I started with SEO, and I got really good at SEO.
Yeah.
We figured out, what works, what doesn't.
Yep.
And that's a whole other course. I can show you how to optimize a website and all that.
Yeah.
On top of that, we did a lot of influencer marketing, right? Where we contacted the top preparedness kind of guys out there, top preparedness websites, and we're just like, hey, love your site, big fan. We'd love to send you a product for you to check out.
Yeah.
If you feel like this product could be valuable to your audience, we'd really appreciate you writing an article about it. We're happy to help you with that, send you collateral, pictures, whatever you need.
Yep.
And by the way, we also do have an affiliate program that offers 10, 15, 20% commissions, whatever. you want.
Okay.
We have an affiliate program that offers us commissions. We have a great average order value, and free returns, exchanges, etc. Looking forward to hearing from you, right? And those initial relationships is like something you're probably going to want to build on your own
Yeah.
as the owner. That's what I did,
Yep.
right? And then over time, you hire somebody to manage those relationships for you,
Yep.
right? And like at this point, we have like 350 different affiliates.
Wow.
And each one of them is like creating content, and some of their legacy content is still selling them tons of products.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because it's ranking for those keywords.
Yeah.
Right? You want them to produce evergreen content. Evergreen content usually happens either on Google or on YouTube.
Okay.
Instagram is short-lived. Facebook is kind of short-lived, right?
But Google and
it's a flash
YouTube.
in the pan.
It's
right?
called evergreen.
What is evergreen content? How does it work? Evergreen content is like an evergreen tree. It's always green,
Yeah.
right? A topic that would be evergreen is like best gas mask, best hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Best also has buying intent. If somebody's
Yeah.
looking for the best something, then they want
Totally.
the best one to buy, Evergreen content, those are examples. Not evergreen is like, let's say it's about an event that's happening now.
Yeah.
Like White House riot, January 6th, right? I mean, now that is evergreen because people are going to be searching that forever,
Yeah.
right? But because it's like a historic event now. But, there's certain things that may have happened that aren't forever news,
Yes.
right? That aren't forever important. So, like, what's an example of a good search term? Like best gas mask. Let's check out best gas mask. Google. All right, best gas mask. All right, sponsored us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sponsored, best reviews, some other guys. Okay. First article from Pew Pew Tactical. Okay, let's check this article out. Oh look, familiar products. Buy masks. So this is an evergreen piece.
Yeah.
That's ranking for best gas mask #1.
Yeah.
So every time somebody goes onto this website,
They see this.
Yes.
Yeah.
They click through, right? And then if they purchase something, Pew Pew Tactical makes money.
Yeah.
And that's the business.
Yeah.
Right? That's the business they're in. To provide value with content, with a review, but also to add a link so that somebody clicks through, they purchase, Pew Pew makes money, or whoever makes money.
So when it comes to the initial idea of like coming up with an actual product before you start doing all this research, I guess the question is like, where do you how do you become creative, or where do you start to like think, okay, obviously you just start looking in the problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to do the search of like, okay, is this kind of product getting traction, right? By showing like Amazon sales and watching what the other people are doing. But what what makes a good product in the sense of like, well, like this, this watch holder with the glasses, or like anything, like how do you like really decipher what kind of industry or product you're going to be in?
So I like to do things that I'm passionate about,
Okay.
right? And I'm passionate about preparedness, always have been.
Yeah.
This is my second preparedness brand,
Yeah.
right? I feel like the products I sell are actually needed,
Yeah.
right? So I start there because selling something that you're not passionate about is going to be whack, right?
Yeah.
And like you want to also do something you're proud of,
Yeah.
right? Like would I be proud of like selling dildos or something? No, I wouldn't, right? Because that's like a weird thing to sell. Like,
Yeah.
why would I even want to sell that?
Yeah.
I'm not into that, right? I wouldn't want to like go to a cocktail party. Like, what do you do for like? Oh, I sell dildos. You know, like for me that'd be an embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
Not to knock anybody who's selling dildos, but that's just not my personal
Yeah.
thing, right? So find what you're passionate about,
Okay.
and then base it on that, right?
Hmm.
And then write out the things you really like.
Yeah.
Right? Like exercise, cars, okay, car accessories, right? Maybe some kind of chamois cloth. You want to create a whole line of car care stuff if you're into car care,
Oh, okay.
right? Because you believe that
But you
cars should be
write,
cared
you write
for.
all these things down, and then you start figuring out, okay, what can have like long-lasting results or sales,
Yeah.
in the sense of what's needed.
Yeah,
Because some of the stuff you may like might not be as desirable
yeah,
in the sense of like if you create a product around that.
yeah. Your goal with any brand you create is to make it the best brand in that space.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to look at like if it's car care, who are the competitors? There's a lot of competitors.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good shit, right? A lot
Yeah.
of good chemicals and everything.
Might be a hard space to crack, right?
Yeah, yeah. Car care, yeah, but maybe car like suction mounts, like for your phone.
Yeah.
Like other car accessories, chargers or something, right?
Yeah.
Like Lamborghini covers for guys with Lamborghinis, right? To cover them.
Like, for example, one thing I always think about is like when I was looking for an iPhone case,
Mhm.
it was very hard to find an aluminum, ultra thin iPhone case.
Yeah.
Something that was slim enough to kind of fit the same phone, and this was like the best thing I could find.
Yeah.
But even with something like this, there's probably things I would change on it.
Yeah.
But would that be a good idea in the sense of like, how would I know that, okay, is it worth digging down this idea of like a cell phone case? There's a ton of them.
It's commoditized.
Yes.
Yeah. So cell phone cases are tough. I personally wouldn't go into that space.
Yeah.
Just because it's a flood of things, right?
Yeah.
And this is also a short-lived product,
Yeah.
right? Because the new iPhone comes out in a few weeks.
Oh,
At
yeah.
that point, you're gonna have to have a whole new mold,
Okay,
and
interesting.
then do that whole thing all over again,
Yep.
remarket a whole new product. Some people can do it. That's not my forte.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend my time having to refresh and redo a whole product,
Yeah.
launch every single year,
Yep.
right? For the same thing, which
Yep.
is basically slightly different dimensions.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, the food space thing, even like the utensils, it's like that has a lot of popularity. If you look at the Food Channel Network, it's huge, it's popular. People love food in general, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking for something that has these kind of like attractions, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to your product.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you're also like kind of passionate about it, whatever it may be.
Yeah, first you want it to be something you're passionate and proud about, right? The kind of decision tree.
Okay.
Second, you want it to be a product that exists already and that there's money in it.
Okay.
Right? You're not creating for your first brand a new concept
Yeah.
that you have to create a whole new keyword for it that doesn't exist.
Yeah, totally.
You want to see something that
Jaws of
already
size.
exists. Jaws of size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second criteria. Third criteria is can I build a brand around it? Right? Is the competition not fierce, or is there something left to be desired within the competition? Right? Where the competition isn't doing something that the public's asking for, or potentially is this product line not being marketed to the real end users?
Yeah.
Or part of the end users, right? So like for instance with gas masks, most gas masks before us were marketed just to agency professionals. We market them to civilians as well,
Yeah.
right? Mostly to civilians and also agencies, right? But because and those people use these masks, they still buy them,
Yeah.
right? But no one was talking to these people before.
Yeah.
No one told them, hey, I'm with you. I want to make sure you got the best stuff,
Yeah.
not the guy at the agency, right? So we did.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we picked up market share
Yeah.
because we spoke to a underserved segment of the market and marketed to them.
So what about like, like when you're trying to come up with this first product, like you said, come up with stuff that you like or certain hobbies or things that you have interest in. Then you figure out, okay, is there an extension here that can actually last, where you can also add additional products in this space, right? Then now the other question is like, are you trying to be like overly too creative, or is it like kind of keep it more simple in the space that you're trying to jump into?
No, I want to get creative. I mean, I want to create something, like let's say I was in the spatula game. Like let's say I'm selling spatulas, right? I would probably create some tech-enabled super spatula, right? I would have a spatula that also senses temperature, right? Okay. And I just came up with this, but I would use that for sure.
Sure.
Right? I would want to pick up that patty, press a button, and see the temperature of my patty.
Well, that'd be wild.
Yeah. And then I want to put it down and be like, yeah. That's well done. Right? That's or even tongs. Temperature sensing tongs. Because I use tongs to flip meat.
Yeah.
I would grab them, boom, temperature. Okay, it's getting there. Flip it. Next.
What about like, you know, I know of an individual that created like basically like this silicone like pad that you can like pick up hot stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds very simple. Sounds kind of boring, but it worked, right? That product ended up working out for this individual. You don't approach it like that per se. Like obviously there's different ways you can have success in this industry, but you're saying the most success is designed by like trying to be more innovative, make the product better by looking at the negative reviews that have consistency of negative results.
Yeah.
And then you're also saying, like there's obviously there's multiple steps here to like identify how you're going to make your product clearly.
Yeah.
Right? I guess for me, I'm trying to figure out like what would be the most effective way to be creative, but not overcomplicate it, but yet try to find a space where it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to jump into. Like this is where I'm going to make my decision, than getting stuck on like too many different ideas and you don't pull the trigger on anything.
Yeah, well you're going to be communicating with multiple factories. You want to see what the factories have, their base products, okay, without any modifications. Okay. If you can find something that's unique to the U.S. market, and you don't have to make any modifications, then you can use that product.
Yeah. You
can literally just sell that product and have an agreement with them, like, hey, don't mess with my market, right? I'm running this show here.
Yeah.
You run your own show. Or get that over time. Or, and this is more advanced, modifying a product. And you tell them, hey, that would probably raise your MOQ, your minimum order quantity.
Minimum order quantity, MOQ.
Yeah, anytime you're taking something that they already have and you're like, hey, put this like electronic thing in it too, and put this, make it wider.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They're gonna have to make a new mold for you.
So on your first product, you're gonna do all that? Or would you take?
Probably not.
Okay.
My first product.
You would keep it a little more simple.
I mean, it depends on your resources once again.
Yes.
Right? If you're a person of means and you have a good amount of money saved and you're willing to invest that money, then I would maybe.
Okay.
Right? Because I would want something unique.
Yeah.
If I don't have much money to invest, and by much money I mean at least $50,000 to just throw in it, right, and roll the dice and see if it works.
Yeah.
Then I would probably just take a standard product.
So anything
from a lesser known or totally unknown to my local market factory, right, where it's something that's done different, right? Like maybe the spatula, don't go crazy with it. It's a standard spatula, but it's made out of bamboo, right? Or it's made out of oak tree or some other tree that's like special and it smells a certain way or more natural, right? More natural. That's another.
More eco-friendly or
whatever. There's so many different ways you could spin it, right? And then you have to think like who you're marketing that to, right? You're not, if it's eco-friendly, you're not just marketing that to people who want spatulas, because that's everybody needs a spatula. But you're marketing it to environmentally conscious spatula users, right? Which is a whole subset.
Yeah, or it could be a recyclable product and this and that, however you spin it. But that's like, I guess, the nuances. Like, but when
there's many ways to skin the cat.
Right.
I'm not saying my way is the only way. It's just a way. Right. The way I would do it personally. Is if it's a unique factory in a new market, then you could just take their standard products. if it's not a unique factory and they're already in the US with other products, you try to find one product that's not in the US and then try to discuss with them to like, give you the exclusive on the product, right? Ideally.
Okay.
If you can't find either of those, and then you just try to differentiate with your brand, the look, the logo, whatever.
Yeah.
But you just don't want anything that's saturated.
Okay.
The problem with Amazon is that like if you look up spatula on Amazon, I'm sure there's like a ton of people selling the same exact product just under a different brand.
Like this is
like look, this and this probably came from the same factory. It's like almost identical. Some of these things you look at, okay, this.
You're like, yeah.
Well, that is the actual
That's the
same
same
exact thing. But there's a ton of them, like this and
But
this.
this is saturated, you're saying.
This is saturated.
So you don't want to be in a fully saturated market.
No.
But you also don't want to be in a market like you're saying, like Jazzercise. It's too niche.
It's too niche.
You don't want to be in saturated, but you don't want to be in too niche. You kind of want something in between. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And your goal initially is to get financial freedom, right? To not, most of the people listening to this want to leave their job.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want to work for somebody. That's step one, is like, I want to be able to make my own money and be the master of my own destiny.
Yeah.
Right? You're in a slightly different position because you have savings and you have another business.
Yeah.
You're looking to diversify because, you're just trying to be prudent about your future.
Of course.
So, yeah. Like this, this and this is just different colored product. This probably came from the same factory.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically this kitchenware and stuff, extremely saturated, clearly.
Super saturated.
You would not jump in this. Where like gas masks, it's like, I don't even know if I would have thought of gas masks, right? So it's like coming up with that, like recognizing that opportunity, I guess you're saying, within whatever this product space is the goal here.
Yeah, and you also want to do things that are hard, right? I do, right? Because if it's hard, then fewer people jump in.
Yeah.
Right? With gas masks, there's regulatory stuff you have to think about.
Yeah.
There's safety stuff you have to think about. There's export compliance, import compliance. There's getting end user certificates whenever you export, import. It's a whole bunch of red tape. And if you F that up, then you're like criminally liable, right? Because you just sent somebody a mask that's not supposed to have it or whatever. So like that attracts me.
Yeah.
Because that makes it more difficult, which makes it less likely for someone to come in and compete with me, right?
That makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like when I do residential real estate, everybody owns a house.
Yeah.
Everyone can buy a house if they want to be an investor and start getting in it, right? But in the commercial space, which we've now like started jumping into, it's limited, there's less competition, right? Because price points are higher, that maybe the asset management side is a lot greater. There's more understanding that you have to be able to comprehend and also be able to take action on. Kind of the same mentality you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of a high level overview.
Yeah.
Right, and then you can get into the nitty gritty on a whole bunch of other.
That's a whole nother. Yeah.
Yeah, every single one is like there's legal compliance, there's setting up your LLC.
Maybe even patents.
Patents. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Design patents, utility patents. With your first product, you're probably not going to be seeking a patent.
No.
Because you're going to be working with a
factory.
factory.
But once you start catching good traction, you might want to.
Yeah. So the master game, right, the higher level game, is to create your own molds and own your molds. Right? And for that, you need like an industrial designer. So let's say I found a good spatula, right, that I figured out a way to make it better, right? I can hire an industrial designer to take this product, scan it, right, create it in 3D space in a CAD software, and then modify it, right? To the point where it's obviously not infringement of any sort.
Yeah.
And now you have your own spatula, right? And then you send that over to a mold factory, right? If it's plastics, it's a special kind of mold. If it's like a metal, then it's a CNC machine, right? But it's like, an engineer knows how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And now you have your own stuff.
Yeah.
Your own thing that's unique to you, and no one else has this mold.
And you've created that with the manufacturer for your mask.
So we're working on that.
This is very high level.
Yeah, that's high level. So what we're doing with our masks is we did make some modifications, but we made these modifications together with the factory.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like we're pretty much like very intertwined at this point.
Yeah.
Us and the factories. We are their like face to the world.
Yeah.
Right? They just deal with their small, you know, I mean not small, big government contracts, legacy contracts that they have.
Yep.
But we're their kind of big distribution marketing arm
Okay.
for the world. You know, we're doing the marketing and we're covering all the costs for that, right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So we have a slightly different, more
Approach, yeah.
deeply entrenched relationship,
Yeah.
right? Where but you know, you got to get there, right? They're not going to just open up to you right away.
Of course.
You got to show them that you can do volumes.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
We've done some significant volumes with our products.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's legal stuff, there's building the actual website,
Yep.
right? Once you get to that step, how to outline everything, how to create that wireframe, how to communicate in a way that a designer knows how to read, right? Being able to speak to designers in a way that they can understand is very important because then you're going to have less changes and iterations.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then you get your PSD, your Photoshop document, or whatever. You know,
What's PSD?
Photoshop.
document.
Yeah, I mean, there's different formats they could send you. You send that to a developer, and he codes it for you, and that's it. Now you have a website in Shopify, right? And then you add in a bunch of apps,
Okay.
right? And like upsell apps, you have one-click upsell. We've got a little chat bot. We've got, and if you go on our website, and I encourage all the viewers to go on Mirror Safety website and kind of tear it apart and see all the different marketing tactics we're using here. I mean, there's pop-ups, there's a chat thing, there's a way to submit warranty stuff. I mean, these are all things we've kind of built on over time.
Yeah, and I'm sure like when people buy products and you have their email, you send the marketing pieces, all that.
Lots
fun
of
stuff.
emails.
Tons of, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing email on Klaviyo, we're doing flows, we've got Instagram, Facebook ads, Taboola ads, Google ads.
Everything.
Yeah, we've got an affiliate program on AvantLink. I mean, we're very kind of omnipresent marketing.
Yeah.
Right? You go on our website once, you're probably not going to go a year without buying a mask because like we're going to find you something.
Well, I see your marketing all over my Instagram and stuff and all that fun stuff. It's actually kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Cool. So I think that's a good first session.
Yeah.
What do you think? You have any other questions? Anything else you want me to go into?
What
can I do to help you get the ball rolling? Like, and find a product and really get.
Well, I guess the biggest
steps.
thing is like one thing that you said that kind of helped me is like, okay, part of it is like finding something you're passionate about. But you listed multiple things, which I don't remember. But then there was like another thing you said of like, okay, well, you look into like things that you're passionate about, and then you look at like, okay, within those passions, like there was something you said like where I can like figure out more in depth of what that was going to be. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, whatever you're passionate about, and then is there a market for it?
Oh yeah.
Right. By looking through keywords on Amazon, on Ahrefs, SEMrush. There's tons of tools out there to see like search volume, right? And then you go on YouTube. You see if there's like a community of people. You go on Reddit. Is there a community of people on there? You know, forums. Is there a forum just dedicated to the stuff? If there's a lot of communities focused on this thing, right, and it's popular, and there's some low-hanging fruit there. You feel like you can compete somehow with the top players in the market and become the top player by doing something a little different.
Yeah.
Then that's an opportunity.
Okay.
Right, and you just jump in like just. The biggest thing, guys, is avoid analysis paralysis at all costs. That is the killer of entrepreneurship, right? Just sitting there and being, oh, I don't know, I got the bike thing, and then the spatulas, and I don't know, I'm scared, and just jump in. Just figure it out, spend the day, make a decision.
You just write down a bunch of different things. And
There's people making money in everything.
Yeah,
so there's no
everywhere.
excuse for you not to make money in any industry. You can make it in any industry.
Yeah.
If you just position the product correctly, you have good margins, you have good marketing, your landing pages are optimized, right? Look at that page and be like, would I buy from this page? If you wouldn't buy from your own page, you have a shit page.
Yeah.
You gotta make a new page.
Yeah, totally.
Are my reviews good?
I guess the biggest thing is just coming up with like, okay, I'm gonna go this direction with this product, right? Whether it's utensils or toothpaste or whatever
Yeah.
the goods are,
Yeah.
or whether it's a consumable good.
How about toothpaste with caffeine? Like, just like a.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
another thing.
know.
Maybe it's like, it's good, like coffee toothpaste.
Yeah.
Or I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah,
Charcoal toothpaste.
Yeah.
There's different things.
What do you think's better? More of like a consumable product or more of like a?
Oh, consumables are great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
I know you
consumables,
guys are working on.
you
like,
can go on a
chocolate
subscription
thing.
plan. Yeah,
Oh.
the chocolate thing, that's still undisclosed, so redacted. No. no, it's okay. You guys can know about the chocolate thing. But, yeah, consumables are great because you can put people on subscription plans.
Yeah.
Like I'm on a few subscriptions. I get this like protein subscription where like literally every month I spend $100 on protein.
So when you're looking at this, you're not just looking at like a physical item, right? Like sunglasses or whatever. You're also looking at, can I make a new powder? Or can I make whatever?
Oh, absolutely. Supplements are huge.
Okay, so even if you're first starting out, you would even go down the rabbit hole of like, say, consumable product like supplements or whatever.
I would.
Okay.
I mean, supplements are a little saturated.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'm just saying in general. Like,
Unless you could really differentiate.
Yeah.
The good thing with supplements is they're very easy to manufacture in the United States.
Yeah.
There's literally like hundreds, if not thousands, of supplement mixing houses, which will create a formula for you and everything. You just tell them like what you want to feel like, what you want to, like what ingredients you kind of want, and
Yeah.
they'll figure out the ratios in order to make it a good
Do
product.
you think if when you're coming up with an idea, whether it's, a usable product or a consumer or a consumable product, are you looking at like, okay, how much more complicated is this? Like, oh, this is a lot, like, this is a very like complicated thing to figure out, or like you don't really care about like the complexity more than like, is there the demand?
I care about both complexity and demand, and I also care about building a defensible business. So another thing I'll look at is liability insurance. You definitely want to get liability insurance.
Yeah.
If you're selling a supplement, your liability insurance will probably be higher.
Yeah.
If you're selling PPE, like we are, your liability insurance is going to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just in case something happens, you get sued or something, you want to make sure you're protected.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
It's like, especially once you make enough money, one of your biggest things is like, how do you keep your money?
So when you write some of these ideas down, you come up with because I feel like you were saying about like analysis paralysis is like just not pulling the trigger on something, right? Like obviously you would just spend a day just writing down stuff you like, ideas, whatever.
I do everything digitally.
Okay.
I don't want to write things down. I mean, I'll do like some sketching on paper, but
Yeah.
I want to do as many things as possible.
Take a ton of notes online, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Google Drive, right?
Yeah.
I'll open up a new folder, call it project, kitchen max, right? And then create possible names,
Yeah.
website URL possibilities, right? Just create a whole bunch of spreadsheets and just start typing away.
But
Start
from
thinking
like,
of different-
say from a word, like say if you're gonna start a brand, right, in a product, whatever it is, say this is your first day, tomorrow's gonna be your first day starting. From how soon, like how fast from like writing down ideas, say for 1 day or 2 days or maybe a week, whatever the duration of time is, or from the idea of starting, like when would you normally be like, okay, I'm gonna do this? Within what time frame are you gonna be like, okay, I'm going with this?
As fast as possible.
Okay.
Like we created the mirror safety name in probably like an hour.
But before the name, the actual product, right? Because you're already in that space relatively for a little
Yeah.
bit.
So the thing
But like
is,
actually getting into the space.
if you're in any space long enough, you're gonna find gold,
yeah,
right? Because you kind of explore all the little catacombs and dungeons and like try different things.
yeah,
Dead end, failure. Okay, this product, a knife, failure, boom, boom, boom. And then like one thing you try and like it just happens.
yeah,
Right? You get product market fit.
yeah.
And once you discover product market fit, you just concentrate on it.
Okay.
Right? You build it up. Right? And you just put more resources into it.
So say if you were gonna start from scratch, right? And say you're gonna start from scratch. There's no mirror safety, none of this, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna just jump in, and you're not gonna do what like something with like defense or like tactical survival gear or whatever. So you're just gonna start from like actually writing down ideas to actually jumping on an idea and be like, okay, I'm gonna go this direction with X product or whatever it is. How fast are you trying to get to that? Like, okay, this is what we're going with. Because-
I mean, within a week,
Okay.
within 1 week,
Okay.
if you're really putting time into this,
Yes.
you should have a niche
Okay.
right? A whole vertical.
Yep.
Kitchen, bikes, whatever.
Whatever.
Right? A product, your first product,
Yep.
to introduce yourself into this vertical.
Okay.
A product name, a brand name,
Okay.
a website URL.
All in a week.
All in a week, yeah.
Okay, and then also, and that's also doing all this back search.
Yeah,
Research.
you're coming up with this information by researching,
Okay.
right? By going into Ahrefs,
You've
by
already
going
done
into
all this.
GoDaddy,
Yeah.
and checking what URLs are available,
Yeah.
right? You want to make sure that there is a URL available,
Yeah. For the name. Yeah.
right? You want to make sure that the keyword search volume is there,
Okay.
right? And then you just decide. You talk to friends, you talk to your family, you
Yeah.
show people, and be like, hey.
But within
what
a
do you-"
week, you would have all this figured out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really? Wow. Okay.
1 week.
Okay.
And then week 2,
Yeah.
I would sit there and I would create a 99 designs contest for a logo.
Yeah.
I would start developing the brand around it,
Yeah.
which is the logo, right? And start communicating with manufacturers
Okay.
and reach out to them. They're usually up at night, but sometimes during the day.
Do you think moving too fast can create your odds of failure? Well, I guess you. No.
The faster you move, the more momentum you have.
Okay.
Stopping stops your momentum,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
If you're not working, you got to work on it daily.
Yeah.
It's all about consistency. It's like working out,
Yeah.
right? If you work out once a week,
Yeah.
you're gonna be a fat fuck,
Yeah.
right? You're never gonna lose weight working
Yeah.
out once a week. You
Yeah.
got to work out every day.
Or if
you
you,
really wanna
if
get
you
buff.
only eat clean and organic one day out of the week, but the other 6 days are just junk food and trash,
Yeah.
you're gonna look like junk food and trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's all about consistency.
Yeah. Totally
Every
makes sense.
day, do something for your business,
Okay.
right?
Interesting.
And many people have full-time jobs,
Yeah.
right? And they're only available in the night.
Yeah.
And
Work
that's
around it.
You got to work around it.
Yeah.
You got to wake up early. You got to sacrifice. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Some people have full-time jobs and kids,
Yeah.
right? Where kids need. Okay, once the kids go to sleep, get on the computer,
Yeah.
start researching, get to work,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Because the economy doesn't care about your feelings or your
No.
problems. The economy doesn't care how many kids you have.
No,
Your business don't care about any of that.
nobody cares.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's either you do it or you don't,
Yeah. Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And my wife and I, we sacrificed time, effort, energy, our health
Yeah.
in many ways, sleepless nights, sitting up, going through this stuff, building a brand, right? Because while you're sleeping and not doing shit, someone else is working hard,
Yeah.
right? And they could be working hard on a similar product in your niche.
Yeah.
So you got to work harder.
Yeah. I mean, like we both know because like even when in my 20s I worked my ass off.
Yeah.
And like I had moments where my business was failing and I was working a full-time job to replenish the capital to my business to make it grow again.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't working, I was working on the business
Mhm.
before work, after work, and then, just, years of just grinding.
Grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
It only becomes not a grind once you build a team,
Yeah.
right? And
The team does make it a
and
lot
you're
easier.
able to remove yourself from the equation and
Yeah.
still have the equation operate.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get there.
Well, you have a good team.
We still
though.
have to hire a general manager, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a COO of sorts. That's kind of one of the big missing pieces. But that's the ultimate goal:
Yeah.
is to become a business owner,
Yeah.
not an operator.
Yeah.
And once you can become a business owner of a business, then you can jump off into another business and become a business owner of a new business,
Yeah.
right? And build up a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, like if you have a construction business, you don't want to be digging the holes eventually. You want to have someone else dig the holes
Absolutely.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
So that's why, as you scale and grow, it's all about people, process.
Yeah.
I forget what the other P is. There's 3 P's. People, process.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's another P there somewhere. But you got to get the right people in the right seats, and you got to have processes. Okay. If you don't have processes, then you don't really have a business.
Yeah.
The key to building an organization is organization. You got to be organized.
Yeah, totally.
Google
Oh,
Drive.
organization skills are huge.
Huge.
Yeah, I
One of the
totally
biggest.
agree. I'm insanely organized.
Good.
Yeah.
I can see you have like Slack messages and
Oh, yeah,
your
everything.
calendar.
Yeah, you
like-
saw everything.
Yeah, it's everything. It's like, oh, I gotta take a poop at this time. I gotta schedule this out. So, all right. Well, I think that was a good first session, guys. We're gonna be doing more of these, more than likely with Joshua once again, and we're gonna dive in and maybe follow your progress.
Yeah, sure.
Right? As you put something out there,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we're gonna scrutinize it.
Yeah, we can scrutinize it.
You're like, this sucks. All right, guys, signing out. Peace.
See ya.